What loophole did you discover and exploit? My high school had this insane attendance policy where missing more than 10 days meant automatic failure, regardless of grades. No exceptions. My mom was battling cancer, and I'd already used 8 sick days driving her to chemo appointments. Our vice principal, Mr. Henderson, was absolutely ruthless about this rule. He'd literally stand by the entrance at 7:31 a.m. with a clipboard, marking down late students. This guy had failed honor students for missing 11 days, even with doctor's notes. When my mom's treatment got moved to Fridays, I panicked. Missing 2 more days would mean failing senior year, losing my scholarship, and destroying my college plans. Mr. Henderson smiled when I explained the situation. Rules are rules, he said. Maybe you should have thought about that before missing so much school. I was desperate. That night, instead of doing homework, I did something no high school student ever does. I actually read the student handbook, all 47 pages of bureaucratic nightmare. At midnight, exhausted and frustrated, I found something incredible buried on page 31. Students participating in school-sanctioned educational activities are marked present regardless of physical location. I almost screamed. The policy was designed for field trips and academic competitions, but the language was beautifully vague. It just said educational activities with no specific definition. The next morning, I marched into the guidance office with a proposal. I wanted to create an independent study project on healthcare systems and patient advocacy that would require me to observe medical procedures and interview healthcare professionals. Mrs. Garcia, my guidance counselor, was intrigued. "This sounds like excellent preparation for your pre-med track," she said. She loved it. Within 2 days, I had official approval for a semester-long independent study that required field research at medical facilities. Every Friday, I was officially attending school, just not in the building. Mr. Henderson was suspicious, but couldn't argue with official paperwork. For 6 weeks, I drove my mom to chemo, while technically being marked present for my educational research. Then he got clever. He started demanding weekly reports on my research to prove I was actually doing educational work and not just skipping school. I was ready for this. Every Friday, I interviewed nurses, documented treatment procedures, and wrote detailed reports on healthcare delivery systems. I even got permission to observe other patients to understand different treatment experiences. My reports were so thorough that Mrs. Garcia started sharing them with a health sciences teacher. "This is college-level research," she told me. "You should present this to the school board." Mr. Henderson's face went white when she suggested that. He'd been trying to catch me in a lie, but instead I'd produced legitimate academic work that was impressing the entire administration. The breaking point came when my mom had a reaction during treatment and we spent 8 hours in the ER. I documented everything: the emergency response, the medical decision-making process, the family dynamics during crisis. When I submitted a 15-page report on emergency healthcare protocols and family advocacy, the principal called me into his office. I thought I was in trouble. Instead, he wanted to nominate my project for the state student research competition. "This is exactly the kind of real-world learning we want to encourage," he said. Mr. Henderson sat in the corner, looking like he'd swallowed a lemon. 3 months later, I won second place at the state competition for my healthcare research project. The scholarship money covered my first semester of college. But here's the best part. My research helped me realize I wanted to be an oncology nurse instead of a doctor. Watching my mom's nurses showed me that's where the real patient advocacy happens. Mr. Henderson tried to change the independent study policy the next year, requiring classroom-based educational activities only. But the school board rejected it, saying my project proved that real-world learning was more valuable than seat time. My mom beat cancer. I graduated valedictorian, and I'm now a pediatric oncology nurse, helping other families navigate the system I learned to beat.